But during these transitions, of course, we can get some big time weather changes, including the potential for some light snow tomorrow. Meteorologist Diane Phillips joining us now. Now, Diane, you know as much as anybody, I love the snow, but I'm starting to get a little over it at this point in the season.
You did say, though, yesterday that if it's going to be cold over the weekend, you want some snow.
Yeah, if it's going to be cold, give me a little bit of snow, but this is nothing unusual. We know March and April still has snow usually in store for us, at least in some amounts.
Right. I'm sure you can ask everybody and you'll find out, yes, I remember on April, whenever, that it snowed. And of course, we're no strangers to that spring snow, but I kind of wanted to compare what our winter snow to spring snow is. But before I bring out my props, typically we average about 6.6 inches of snow between the month of March and April. So here's my props. I wanted to kind of show where we were over the winter season. So with my yardstick, yes, I had to bring the yardstick because we picked up at the Toledo Express Airport 26.3 inches. So we had this much snow right here, all in December, January, and February. So that's quite a bit. I hope we don't see that in March and April. So I had to get my ruler out because we're on a little bit smaller scale when we talk spring snow. And when we typically have that 6.5, well, we're going to be working with something about this much. Now, Ryan, I'm hoping that you're going to give us a look at those snow totals, and I hope that they're kind of closer to this lower end, maybe 1 to 2. I don't want all 6 in one snowstorm.
Going to get anywhere near that amount, but look at you, Diane, bringing out the props for today's forecast.
There's no better way to look at how much snow until you really get the ruler out.
And thankfully, we don't get any of it all at one time. That would be a lot of snow in one felt swoop.
I think we can all agree that we're happy that it's just kind of a gradual thing.
Certainly is, and you're right. We are not going to see all of that potential 6.6 inches. That's the average in one single storm. Let's talk about it in our hour-by-hour forecast. Now, meteorologist Diane Phillips, we've been fine-tuning our snow map. We know this is what everybody comes to see when we talk about snow potential.
That's right. In March, we typically average about 5 or so inches, and I thankfully don't have that number on my map.
Not with this one. Now, obviously, we need to keep in mind that that is over the course of the entire month. So if you get a couple of small ones, sometimes it can add up, and that is just an average. So there are years where we obviously fall short of that as well.
Exactly, and maybe this year we will. I know February we picked up all the snow for the whole winter season, so maybe March will be a little bit quieter. We could use a little bit of time to catch our breath and maybe relax our arms in the snow blower, but those snow totals, this is what we're looking at, and you may be going, oh, this is spring snow. These numbers aren't very large because we're expecting those throughout southeast Michigan, the metro Toledo area, through Wood County, and even into northern Hancock County and further west. You're probably going to see less than an inch of snowfall just because of the timing of it and also the intensity in those locations not going to add up to much. Then the further south and east you go, you're going to find locations like Upper Sandusky throughout Seneca County, and even as we head towards Erie, Huron County, Sandusky, Norwalk, you are going to see a little more of that heavier snow into the evening, but we're still only going to anticipate the 1 to 2 inch range. Now, the further east you go, maybe you're going to the MAC basketball tournament this weekend. Do plan that you are going to run into some snow if you have some travel plans there. But the spring snow is not going to last very long. Ryan, I know you have some 50s and 60s in that forecast, so it's just a little bit of snow here to start out the month.
We can deal with it here. Obviously, just a reminder that we're in the transition season. Diane, great point about that MAC tournament, men's and women's tournament that's going on there. At this point, when we're talking 1 to 2 inches of snow, of course, if we're taking Toledo, the Turnpike over to Cleveland, I think we'll be in pretty good shape, though, for the roads. Don't you think so?
Yes, I think you shouldn't have too much of an issue to get there, and I know I would love to go to that. My Chippewas are taking on the Rockets on Friday in the men's tournament, so I don't think I'll probably fare too well, but we'll see.
The men's basketball team here in Toledo doing pretty good this year, so that'll certainly be a fun one. Diane, we know who you'll be cheering for, and we understand. Extended forecast here. Let's talk about it here after that snow potential tomorrow.